fixed it.
I'm about to say,
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to PCG Live. We are here. We're still alive without the corona.
are we?
I don't know. I might have it.
Hey,
Maybe in a
we
few
don't know
weeks
yet.
we'll find out.
I might have it. We'll see.
It's a 2-week incubation period.
We got a little while to know to see if we got it or not.
So
So, but anywho, we're here. I feel okay. You feel okay?
I'm great, man.
You didn't stay long enough to get the sickness.
You're right.
No, you didn't.
But if I'm in the room with you right now, then I got it.
Yeah,
so.
right. Kyle, how you feeling? You feeling okay?
Feeling pretty good.
No post-PAX sickness for anybody?
No, not post-PAX actual sickness.
Actual
Maybe-
sickness?
maybe mentally, but
Yeah. A lot to talk about with post-PAX. We're gonna start the show right off with PAX. How many you went? 1 day or 2 days? You did go Thursday, Friday.
And when I say
Just
I
do it
use
with, like,
the
a
hell
day
out of
and
them days, I use the hell out of them days.
Yep. And then a lot better of experience for you, I know, this year because you
Oh
knew
my
what you were
God.
getting
I
into.
can't
So,
talk about it.
but let's get it right off right from the beginning. Right, Thursday, right from the beginning, Final Fantasy VII. Got to play it.
Let's talk about that because we've been waiting for you to play that. Like you said some
I
things
already
about
played
it.
it twice.
Yeah, you said some things about it. I wanna
First and
acknowledge
foremost, thank you, Andre, for doing what you did. The real MVP of PAX weekend.
that. All your boys were so happy. Man.
Yeah, he got in. We were stuck in traffic for an hour and a half to get to Boston, and it's never been that bad. But it was an accident on the highway, so that was the reason why.
Of course.
But Andre pulled through and got 3 passes. Big ups to Kyle for attempting to get me a ticket. So big up for that. Appreciate that. So right from the get, Final Fantasy VII, got to play the hands-on demo. Absolutely phenomenal. I want to try not to overplay this, and it's really hard not to. So I'm gonna talk about the logistics of it first.
I'll just overplay it.
I want to talk about the logistics first, and then we can get into how it personally makes me feel, and that's what I try to do with a lot of these games when we play them. So first and foremost, the live action part of it is very spammy, which is fine. I don't mind that. You just hit the button and you just pretty much swing. If you do move in different directions, it's cool, you know. So we knew we were going to get that aspect. The part that we were really worried about was how are we going to incorporate magics, items, summons, things like that. How are we going to incorporate the menu into it? Because if there's anything that we learned from Final Fantasy, the most important part of it was the menu. Final Fantasy 15 kind of slowly did that, but not really. They
so
did
clunky.
they did it different. Like it was different because Final Fantasy 15 is more God of War-ish, Heavenly Sword, stuff like that.
And
It
you
is
just
more
hold
live
it.
action.
You just hold square.
Yeah.
You just hold on 15. You just hold it. You don't keep pressing.
Yep.
You just hold it. It keeps doing the moves.
Final Fantasy 15 stays true with its roots with the menu, and it was very smooth. It took a second to get used to.
Yeah, it does.
Because the thing about Final Fantasy, it's about pressure because you have this thing you don't know if time's stopping, so you're in that menu and you're kind of panicking
Yeah.
a little bit, like where's my magic? What am I doing? Who am I on? The switching of characters is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's fluent. It's
Yeah,
smooth.
I agree with that.
Switching between Cloud and Barrett was awesome. I liked using Barrett almost as much as I liked using Cloud.
I agree, which I didn't think I was gonna.
Very on point. The thing I liked about it is it wasn't just a give me where it's just like, hey, here's the guy. All you have to do is hit the button and it's just going to attack him. No, you really had to direct yourself in the direction of the people that you're playing. So it wasn't brain dead. It's not brain dead. It's not. Instead of calling it brain dead, we're going to call it Destiny Warriors. It's not Destiny Warriors,
It's
you
not,
know, which is a fantastic fail. So it still gives you that. It's like a brand new game. It really is like a brand new game. Later on, I found out you can make shortcut keys for some of your things.
I found that out after too.
So that's very interesting. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I might start going back into the hardcore gaming side of things, and I'm thinking about getting a special controller. Do you know what kind of special controller I'm talking?
What you talking about?
I'm talking about a scuff controller. I am really thinking about getting a scuff controller.
Put them in the back so you don't have to press shortcuts.
And Final Fantasy VII is kind of the reason why I really want to do a scuff controller, actually.
I couldn't be mad at that. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I was never really sure about scuff controllers, and I think now I am, especially feeling the scuff controller. Like, I think that's a good idea. So, Back to Final Fantasy VII. The graphics visually was very impressive. Very, very impressive. It looks like a finished game. It looks like a finished game. So whatever
Yep.
we're waiting for, it's polishing up something or wrapping up some stuff. But it looks like a full product game. Now I haven't played the demo that they have, but I heard that you start from the beginning now, like right off the train.
Yeah, you do.
So they added a little bit more to it. So that's pretty cool. I'm debating if I want to do that.
I'm with Kyle on that. I don't. That demo is enough for me to be like, I don't really want to do more.
Yeah.
Like, let's just wait. The game's right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's not like it's waiting
Yep.
to wait.
Don't get me wrong, I want to.
Yeah.
With every bone in my body, I want to. But at this point, I think I might just wait it out.
You're
So,
satisfied now.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
satisfied.
I'm beyond satisfied. Magic was awesome. Limit breaks, oh my god.
Love. Oh my god.
Oh my god. So beautiful.
Yeah,
So
those
sexy.
are sick.
I love the interaction with the bad guys. They made the spiders so badass.
Yeah. They're going up the wall and the.
Cutscenes weren't cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like it was just, it was what Final Fantasy VII was when it came out.
Yeah.
Back in
They caught
'96,
that magic again for now.
'97, it's all over again,
Yeah.
and that is going to be the most special part of Final Fantasy VII Remake is not recapturing, creating a new magic with it, and that was what I wanted to see if they could do, and to me, I pulled it off. So that's my side of it. So I don't know how you
I-
guys feel.
I mean, I can't say any more about it. Like, I do like the. It was really smooth how you could switch from Cloud to Barrett.
Oh, flawless.
And the fact that like
Flawless.
like using Cloud and using Barrett brought two totally different dynamics to the stage. Because if you think about like in the last Final Fantasy, even though I haven't played one yet, I know, but in the last Final Fantasy, it was like you had your team, and like everybody could play certain roles, but it's like everybody was in the same spot, and no matter where you were, it like didn't feel like anybody played like any like differently. I don't know if I'm saying that like right.
Yep.
But like, but in this one, it's like Barrett feels like a long.
You can't what?
I can't hear him in mine.
At all?
No.
Can you hear me?
You can't
I
hear
can
me
hear you. Hold up, Kyle.
because I'm a loud boy.
Just mess with these ones, man.
Yeah. I just don't know which
Say
one.
something, Kyle.
Hello.
It would be this right here.
This right
Check. Yeah.
Yeah.
here. Yeah, he keeps fading in and out like static.
How about now?
Staticky.
All right, there you go. I can hear you now.
All right.
Oh, okay. Just making
Yeah,
sure.
it's not your end. I can hear you fine.
That's it. Because if I'm loud, I can be
I
loud.
know. I knew Vic here because he was saying yeah. And I was like, that's just my headphones.
Yeah. I just think I need to turn them up a bit.
But go ahead.
You can hear him good?
I gotta hear him talk now.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, no, I agree with you. The switching of characters is very fluent. Barrett, like, I did catch myself. I was like, I need to get back to Cloud. You know what I'm saying? Like I was using Barrett, and it was just like, oh man, I gotta get back to Cloud because like he was just shooting, and I was just like, this is beautiful. Like this is awesome. I like this.
Well, that's what I was like saying. Is like Barrett feels like a long range character,
Yeah.
and Cloud feels like a short range
Yep.
slash character.
Wait for my
So-
boy Vincent.
Oh my god.
Wait for my boy Vincent
Oh my god.
and Sid. I wonder how they're gonna do Sid. Oh.
So far from all we know is that all of them are playable beside our boy, the dog.
Yeah,
boy
I,
thing.
I don't know how much I can believe that.
I mean, they said it. They said the reason why was because the mechanics. They said it was like real difficult
Mm. Yeah, but
to fit him in. So
I think Vincent would be harder.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm surprised that I don't like that. they're not
Or
having-
Kate Sift. Maybe they're not gonna have Kate Sift either.
I don't know. The only one they confirmed so far right now, is the I always forget his name because I named him something completely different when I used to play. But the four-legged beast won't be playable according to.
Well,
Right.
Red.
Yeah, it won't be playable. But like you said, I want to see them other characters, and I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we didn't get gameplay of using them, and I'm glad they kept it where it was at. Give people an idea. I agree with Kyle. Just how smooth it is, and it just made me excited because it's like I said, I played Final Fantasy VII, and that was probably the second game of my life I beat. But I didn't really understand it at that age. Like I'm just playing it, and I'm like, this is dope. This person died. Who's this? To play that, and it's like when they remaster movies now, like you either have a terrible remaster or you have a great remaster. And this is more along the lines of this is a great remaster, and everything about it seems good so far. The fighting, the mechanics, the story's automatic. Anyone that doesn't know the story, I'm actually jealous of you. It's like someone about to watch Game of Thrones that hasn't seen it yet. I'm jealous of you because you're about to experience something that's top tier, man.
And to see it all together at once is great.
Yeah.
Now with me, I'm already done,
Agreed.
and I put the time in. I'm not gonna go back and watch it all together.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime in the future, but to go back and watch it now, to start now is got to be it's gonna be a fantastic journey.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that everybody was wondering and was waiting for was to see how smooth it was going to be,
Yeah.
and I think we got that. I think we got the smoothness out of this, and
So you know what they did? I think when they made 15, they kind of started with the Lightning one, but it still was kind of not as fast paced. But when they made 15, I think they had the idea of let's test this format out and see where this brings us. Because 15 fighting is like you said, like that. It's not Devil May Cry because they're more fast and there's more buttons to do. But 15 was the test. You hold square, that's all your moves, whatever. This one, they were like, no, we want to make it like a hack and slash, but I love the menu pulling up. Like, I thought I was gonna have to be like maybe you have to press select. Like Lightning Returns was bad. You had to press select, scroll D-pad down while you're getting beat up still, then press like triangle, and then way too much work. Way
Yeah.
too much work.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. So all in all, smooth.
Yes.
So, Kyle, what else did you get to say?
So yeah, Final Fantasy was the first game I played. And then the next game played after that, and Andre can jump in on this as well, was Alien Hominid Invasion.
Oh my God, Alien. Talk about it 'cause
Holy
you brought it-
chaos,
you,
Batman.
You brought it up, so you can start up. You can start on it.
Holy chaos.
Yeah.
It is a really, really nutty game. You have to be on your toes
Yeah.
for pretty much the whole round that you're going through in that game. Basically, it's a shoot 'em up, but it's not like based on like going through a level like it was a Contra type thing. Type thing. It's more like a how do I describe this? Kind of like a horde.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like a horde mode. So you have certain objectives that you can do in like each level that they give you,
Which I love, by the way.
and you can actually after the first objective, I think you can leave the stage if you want, but if you keep going, you can do more objectives.
Yeah.
But as you keep going, it gets harder and harder and harder and
Crazy.
harder, and it gets nuts. And the guys get like super powerful. You have to be shooting everywhere, on your toes, everywhere. You got to be hitting that shoot fire button as quickly as possible. It is a hell of a mess, like in a good way. It's a good mess. But it played very well. Definitely. I hope there's a multiplayer aspect.
Okay, so I'll talk about that because that was the first game we went to.
Yeah.
One of the ladies that was there, I didn't know she was actually a level designer. She was walking around and she was watching people play, and she seen how much fun my kids were having, and then she was like, "This is the reactions that I want," because she was like, how they were jumping up and down, like, "Oh my God, you see that?" She was like, "That's the reactions that we want when people play this game." And then I said, honestly, I was hoping that it was gonna be Castle Crashers 2 for y'all new game, but I'll do an Alien Hominid because this was their first big game, and she said. But don't hold up to yet, because she said honestly, what we want to do with this game was make this Castle Crashers with guns. So she said the upgrading, the character development, the leveling up, and she said it is online. She's just gonna be online. It's gonna be local. It's co-op. It's 4 players. She said there's a lot of different modes they're gonna have. There's treasure hunts you can do. There's gonna be versus mode where they hide treasure chest somewhere, and you guys gotta kill each other to find the chest, like deathmatch, a battle royale type thing where there's like 10 players. And you guys have to. She said there's a lot in this game, and they want it to be more Castle Crashers than anything. And Battle Block Theater, because that's another game by them. Then my son had said something to her. He said something like, "Your name is Lisa. That's the same as the one of the level designers." Because my kids love Behemoth, and she was like, "That's me." It was like, "What?" My son was like flipping out, like he was like, "What?" That's her. And remind you, I don't even know their names or anything like that.
Yeah, most developers, like I don't know everybody, so but always count on the developers being, especially at PAX. 99% of the time the developers are there.
That was wicked. it
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
most of them are always there. That's what the best thing about PAX is that the developers are there live in person. E3, that's not so much the
Yeah,
case all the time, but PAX 100% GDC because they're
Yep.
selling their products. They're there, but
she was cool. She even gave you have to put the money in the vending machine to roll and get
yep, that's
a
what they
lot.
always do. Yep.
She didn't she just gave both of my boys 5 coins each and was like, get you guys some stuff. She was like, I like your kids a lot. She just let them both get 5 free items out the vending machine. Like, she was really nice to them because she just liked how excited they was. And
I
like
love Behemoth.
yeah,
I
like
think
you said,
Behemoth's a
Kyle,
great
Yeah.
company.
like you said, that game is chaotic. Like, it's not difficulty of like a Cuphead, but it's chaotic. It's more chaotic than any other game I've probably
Right.
seen. Next to what's that game called? Is it Wild Arms? The one where you're going sideways and you're shooting up and down.
Wild Arms.
It's Wild Arms, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Metal Slug. And
Oh, you're thinking of Metal Slug.
Metal Slug. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, Metal Slug Wild Arms.
Yeah, yeah. It's as crazy and chaotic as that. But same here, Kyle. I played that first. I gave Van the Final Fantasy joints. And then, because my kids were like, what are we doing in live for Final Fantasy? I don't want to play that. I'm like, y'all just collecting tickets. Don't worry.
He's like, you do want, boy,
Like,
boy.
They
You
just
do
want,
Boy.
they want to
You do
play
wanna
Alien
play it,
Harmony
boy.
so bad. So, yeah, that's a fun game. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, when I looked at it, it seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm trying to think of what the next game was that we got in line for right after that. Oh, we played Chivalry because we played it before we played Final Fantasy because we had time before
I
Final
was trying to
Fantasy.
play it, but that line was crazy the whole patch.
So my feelings about Chivalry. It is a great game. It's just not for me. It's very For Honor-ish, but much slower in the sense of the characters don't move as fast. Because for me, For Honor is real without being real. Obviously, there's a lot of the actions that are faster, but they have like special moves that they do. Chivalry is real.
Yeah.
Like it's real.
And I don't want real.
Like it's real.
I don't
Like
want
if you can't shoot an arrow, you ain't shooting that. Like you shoot an arrow and it drops like right in front of you. Like I immediately turned from Archer. I was like, no, I'm done with this. But I love it, and it's a type of game that I would probably play a bit if I had a good group of friends that were interested in playing. The special effects are great. The controls are great. Just like I said, it was just slow. Like it's really a patient game. You can't just go in there and like.
I knew it.
Which is good. Which is good because at the same time, like I complain about certain things like that in shooting games. Like shooting games, I hate Call of Duty because of the jump and shoot.
Yeah.
Like Halo, like it got frustrating because everyone just used the sword. And Halo 3 was the most frustrating multiplayer game of all times, all times. And I've never been so mad in a game. And so like one of the things you complain about is the ability of people running around jumping and not really playing the game, and it works. Fortnite is the same way. Fortnite took a mechanic that's like that and made it where it's like, hey, no, this is a part of the game. Big ups. Like that's the type of game people like. That's fine. This is not that type of game. Like this is you. If you're swinging, you better be swinging at a faster rate than your opponent, because if not, you're gonna get hit. And then if you're swinging big, you better hope they're not shielding you because they're gonna parry you, and then they're gonna counter you. And it's a very strategic fighting game.
I knew it was gonna be
Which takes time to learn, and I think that's cool because the people that are going to be good in that game are going to be really good, and it's mass chaos. Like, think of Destiny Warrior, but with organization. Like, it is just everybody everywhere, and you're just like you're fighting this guy, and all of a sudden your arm's getting cut off, and you're like, son of a. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you lose limbs.
That's the only reason I wanted to play, because I looked at it and I was like, this looks hot, but I didn't know it was a realistic
Yeah,
game.
yeah, you
I
lose
would've touched it
limbs.
either way if I knew it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The line, we waited like 2 minutes for it because we got there right at the beginning. Thursday was fantastic, by the way.
Thursday's always the best day to play
Yeah,
the
it
game.
was fantastic.
I played when I told you guys that I had a time of my life, and I think that's why I was burnt out, because I didn't stop.
Yep.
If
Yeah,
I had a
that's-
hotel,
that's
I would've
cool,
been good,
man.
but I burnt myself out because every time I turned a corner, like I had a list before I went of what I wanted to play.
No, that's very good.
So when I went, every single time I got online, I'm like, oh, that's one of the games I was talking about playing.
Yes. Yep.
And it was
Yep.
a
Super
corner
John.
turn every single turn. And honestly, I'm telling you, like, you guys see my checklist. Out of all, I played 33 indie games. That's one. Out of all them 33 indie games, 31 of them were great.
Yep.
Like it was crazy because you guys know how much I love indies. I always call myself the self-proclaimed
I gotta
indie
pull up
king
my pictures.
because I freaking love indie games. And dude, those games like Chivalry and them, the only big game I played other than Final Fantasy was Man Eater with the shark.
Okay.
And I couldn't use the keyboard and mouse, so I couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. But it was a dope game though. You're like a shark, you're evolving. It was pretty dope, man. And I played Ramen too, Kyle. I don't know if you got to play Ramen.
Oh, you did play Ramen?
Yes, the Overwatch with chefs and cooks.
Oh my god.
That game
yeah,
was so
I didn't
much
get to
fun.
play that one.
It was so much fun, but once again, I can't use keyboard and mouse, so I was like, can I hook up an Xbox controller? And they're like, yeah.
I'm trying to. I don't think I took a picture. Like I tried to take pictures of games, but I also took pictures on my.
I forgot to play Boyfriend Dungeon.
I didn't play that one. We did like a top 10. I should have came up with a top 10 because it was just too much. I enjoyed myself so much, man. Like, and I played so much indies, and I collected so much freaking pins. Like, I got like.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with indies, Super John.
You can't hate on indies, bro.
Indies are wonderful.
Yeah, indies. Listen.
Yeah,
Indies
you really
are
can't hate on
indies are the
that's
fillers when all these game companies decide to slack and not give us games for months. Indies fill that void. It used to be you had to wait every like 6 months for a good game. Now you got indies to fill the gap. And they're the ones that are getting nominated for Game of the Year now.
Yep.
Indies be winning Game of the Year. It all started with Journey way back on PS. Go look it up. Journey started it all, man. They won Game of the Year. All of a sudden, every other indie started getting nominated. Castle Crashers. I mean, indies are where it's at right now, bro. So.
What else you got there, Kyle?
I did get to go to my. Speaking of indies, segue. I did get to go to Yacht Club.
What you play at Yacht
And-
Club?
What?
What you play at Yacht Club? The puzzle joint?
Shovel Knight Dig.
Yeah, that new one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to play. I don't think I saw Puzzle Dungeon. I thought it was supposed to be.
I didn't
It
see.
probably was
I didn't
there,
see
and I didn't
Puzzle.
see it.
I didn't see Puzzle Dungeon.
But I did get to play Shovel Knight Dig, and that was very interesting because it's a type of game that you go through like different sub levels through a level. But if you get killed during that, when you go back through it, it changes completely. So every single time you go through it, it's a completely different experience. And that's what was throwing me off. Like the first, like I died once and I was like, oh, great. So I got to go through this again. And then I started again. I'm like, wait, this is different. And I had to like get through the stage like really, really quick. It's a very fast paced game. You have to go through it and collect. You don't have to collect everything, but if you want to collect everything, you have to do it really, really quick, or else the saw, or the level that I was doing, there was like a buzzsaw coming after you, and if you get hit by the buzzsaw, you get insta killed. So you have to think really fast. You have to move really quick to collect everything, if not most of the stuff in there. But it was fun. Definitely kept you on your toes, and definitely enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. I did see a little bit. I watched a little Cyber Shadow because I played it last year at PAX, and it still looks great.
I played it for 2 minutes so I can get the pin.
Cyber Shadow? You mean Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah.
Cyber Shadow.
Ninja Gaiden?
Ninja Gaiden.
Cyber Shadow. Okay.
Ninja Gaiden
listen.
stepbrother.
So here's the thing. They showed like the beginner level and then like the harder level, and none of us played the harder level. But from the trailer that I was watching for Cyber Shadow, it's gonna look sick.
Yeah. So I got the.
They're doing that game is gonna be insane.
I got to play Cyber Shadow and I loved it. It was really cool visually. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it all around. I thought it was really cool. I just don't know what they're selling it for, so the price would be very interesting to see. But
Better be 12.
it was Ninja Gaiden. Like I enjoyed it. It was definitely like a Ninja Gaiden-ish game. So I thought it was good.
Andre, did you just say 12?
I said it's probably gonna be like 12.
Like 12 bucks?
Yeah.
If that's not a $20 game, I don't know.
You think it's gonna be 20?
Yeah, it'll be 20. It'll be 20. Trust me, it's gonna be 20.
It shouldn't be.
No, it's going to be.
There's games just like that with more budget into them that are like 12 and 15.
No. Like the things that you'll be able to do in this game is insane. Like I watched the trailer for it.
I don't know, but since you're on the category of games like that, the well, not Nintendo, but there was a booth set up next to Ramen, and I seen this game, and it was on the Switch, and I was like, what's this game? I never heard of it, and I found out it came out the same day that PAX started. It's called Kimono Heroes for the Switch, and you're like these little animal characters, and it's like 8-bit style. But you're these little animal characters, and it's actually an amazing game. So I bought it right after PAX, and I was just playing it with my son before I came today. That game is fire. It's a really, really good game. Look it up, Kyle. You'll see it. It's called Kimono Heroes. That joint was 15. Amazing game. You're like a fox, a rabbit. They all have different special abilities. Super hard, but great game.
I think I heard that one.
It's really good. Really, really good.
What was the game? You guys had to walk by it. What was the game that had the 4 players on the end and the one guy in VR
4
playing
players
at
in
the
there.
same time? It was right next to Session.
I don't know.
You didn't see? Did you see that booth at all?
I don't know.
It was really hard to miss it. Let's put it that way. So there was an indie game. I forget what it was called, but basically it's one person's in VR, and then you're playing against 4 people that are on the controller, and you're running around a kitchen, and like the 4 people are like little critters that like hide from the other.
That was another game I took a picture of,
I
and I
didn't
think
play
I did
that
it. I know what you're talking about because I seen a couple of people play it, and I took a picture of it, and
I keep forgetting the name. I don't know why. I
didn't-
don't know
didn't
why,
play
but it
that
was
one.
fun. It was really fun.
That looks. I mean, that sounds cool with someone doing VR and then the other 4. That sounds dope.
Yeah, one person was in VR, and they had to and they were like throwing things across the kitchen, trying to find the people, the little critters. Like literally, I had my person like hide under an apple, and literally just sat there and was crazy because I was like, yeah, they ain't gonna get me.
That's dope.
I'm good. I found like perfect hiding spot.
Yeah,
But like, if as the VR person, if you grab one of the players, that's one of the critters, in the level to get rid of them, to kill them, you had to throw them in the waffle iron and close the waffle iron on them. It was hilarious.
Speaking of VR, I got to play a VR game. We waited in line for a very long time, but it was just they were trying to keep the game on so you could see it on like as a spectator. They call it spectator mode, and it was just giving them trouble. And then some people that were done with the tutorial, like they were just taking a long time. So just the process took a long time.
yeah.
But it was called Iron Lights.
Oh, I seen that.
And it was the dual head-to-head with the VR, and it was medieval time. And you got to choose a different type of warrior, and like they had like the
That
swinging
game looked hard.
ball
Man. I want to
chain,
try that one too.
the staff. They had a sword. They have a double sword. So I thought I was like, I'm gonna pick the ninja because he had the. I'm not ninja. I picked the samurai, and I had a staff. And I was like, that's so dope. That seemed like an advantage. Yeah, no, it was hard to use. Like if you blocked with one side, it broke a part of it, so you had to do something to get it back to recover it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't grasp in my head the movement to do for that, and like at this point in time, I was waiting so long, I just wanted to play the game. My brother kicked the shit out of me, but it was such a fun game. The concept of it's really really cool. Like I liked what the studio put together for it, and I'm very interested to see where they build it from here. It's supposed to release in April, I think he said either the end of March or April, but he says it's coming out soon. Or they didn't give a release date yet. They just says it's coming out soon.
It just. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That game looked fire.
Yeah, super good game. Iron Lights, check it out, look it up. Definitely very interesting. You can shoot if you're in the distance, like you can shoot while the other person's trying to charge, and then you can charge them. And such a good game.
It looked real creative.
Yep, such a good
Absolutely.
game. Such a good game. So, another game that I got to play that I think you guys got to play was Moving Out.
Oh, that game's. That's the next Overcooked.
That
right?
it was my indie game of the con.
Oh, I was gonna. Dang, I can't already say your indie game, man. You can't say your number one already.
That was my indie game of the con. Moving out.
We'll get into
I
it.
would have to say that's very close for me. If not, it's tied. But Moving Out was fantastic. It's by the creators of Overcooked.
It's so good.
It's such a good game. You can't play it by yourself. You have to have players with
Yeah.
you. A lot of furniture needs 2 people, and then you're just trying to get all the furniture out of the house as fast as possible. But it takes more than that because you can't just put it on the truck.
Nope.
You gotta,
Gotta
you gotta,
angle it.
yeah, you gotta angle. You gotta pile it a certain
It's
way.
a
You
good
gotta
game.
throw it.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
they added the Frogger stage to it.
That's the level I did.
Yep, I did too. They let us play twice.
We did twice. The first time we went, he said, I don't know if they told you the challenge. Like, if you get a gold, you got one of the plush squares, the Death Square. I didn't know they made Death Square too. If you got a gold, you got that. So the second day I went back, me and my brother played because we were aware of it, and we got the plush the second day going back. But the first day we didn't know that. But we did the house first, which is not that hard. Because when I found out you can throw stuff, I was like, dude, you can.
Yeah, we didn't find out the throwing stuff until the second one, at the end of the second one. But we knew we could throw stuff, but we didn't think throwing it in the truck because like of piling it and stuff. But we were throwing out the windows. But we beat the fastest time when we played. We beat the fastest time. It was me, Felix, my brother, and Matt. But that was like I think day one. I think it was Thursday.
They should have gave you all them plushes because you're supposed to get the cubes when you do that.
Oh, really?
Gold medals on there.
Yeah, so
the frog level is kind of hard.
The frog level was difficult. Yeah, the frog level was difficult. Our problem with the frog level was trying to get everything to fit.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, I think we might have did 3 stages. No, we did 2. We did 2.
That's a good game.
Yeah,
That's
super fun.
That's in my top 3 for what I played.
Yeah, super fun. What other game did you try?
I gotta say this one because when hearing the rumors and all that stuff and actually playing it, that game Genshin Impact is the biggest rip-off game next to 20XX, which 30XX. 30XX was there.
30XX.
30XX. They're not just doing 20 now. They're back.
This was bad about 30XX and 20XX. They've got to the point where it's so bad, like Van says all the time. They made a character that matches Mega Man, that is like Mega Man's, how do you call it, rival in a way, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
That fights like Zero. He has red on. He has a sword.
I mean, I talked to the developer, and I looked at him straight dead in the eye without laughing and said, "Have you gotten sued yet?" And he legit straight faced to me said, "I don't know what you mean. Why would I get sued?" And I looked at him without even flinching, like, "Are you serious right now? Like, what do you mean? This was with 20XX." I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "This is nothing like Mega Man." I was like, "Listen, I know what you're getting at. Like the gameplay is different. But it's Mega Man. This is Mega Man in 20 whatever year it was. You know what I mean?
Literally in Mega Man's world, it takes place in 20XX.
This is dude. So I'm not even talking about 30XX. I did play 30XX, which was a good game. But a game next to that, which was Genshin Impact, they had it all over the PAX screen. I forgot about this game. I remember we talked about it being the Breath of the Wild ripoff.
Yeah.
I was waiting in line. I kept saying, this line's crazy, but I want to see what this is about. I played this game, me and my brother. I didn't say nothing to him. We just both played it. When we were done, we were quiet. And we went to another booth, and then my brother said, I don't know if you know this. If that game ain't Breath of the Wild, I said, bro, it is an anime version of Breath of the Wild, which I am fine. This is the thing about it.
It's okay.
20XX, whatever.
Thank you.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, thank you. We like your studio. Please don't go bankrupt getting sued, is what we're saying.
There gotta be and so in Genshin Impact, it's so bad, right? How the game starts is how you wake up from 100-year rest. Then you create your character. And then you have a little slate thing you hold. It's a cell phone. They call it the Geecha phone or something like that. You actually look at this. Now, Kyle, this is the worst part. There are towers all over the place. When you go to them and you activate them, they rise up. And you can jump off of them. Your characters have a kite thing built into their wrist. Stamina goes down. They get hungry. When you kill a wolf, it turns into a drumstick.
The real question is, does your weapons break?
No, your weapons don't.
Oh, it's better than Zelda. It's going to win Game of the Year. It's going to win Game of the Year. It's going to win Game of the Year. I'm getting it.
But listen, I'm not going to lie to you.
Is it for the Switch?
It's for the PS4 and PC.
I think you're going to say PSV.
I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a great game. But it is so much a rip-off, I think I won't feel comfortable playing. Like, I feel like
you're going to get sued.
Other than the combos,
boycotting it.
Even the archery, Kyle, even the bomb throwing. You have one of
It's better than Zelda already.
Oh my!
It's better than Zelda.
Hell no! Don't you say that blasphemy.
No breaking weapons wins Game of the Year. Game of the Year.
Only other thing it has too is you can switch. There's like 8 character classes you can pick. You want to be a wizard, an archer, a swordsman. They have that. You can switch between them all the time. I can't believe that game.
Genshin's gonna win Game of the Year.
So you don't get multiple things. You can only do a certain thing with each character.
Yeah, each character has. They all do the same thing, but they have different abilities when they fight.
Okay.
It's like if you kill a bird, it does just like Breath of the Wild. Drumstick, if you kill Cal, it's bad. It's in the treasure
Oh,
chest.
wow.
They'll have enemies surrounding the treasure chest. You beat them, then the treasure chest lights up, bing, and you can open the treasure chest. Like Van
Total
said,
ripoff.
listen, Cal, I'm cool with it. Like Tim, I'm full of ripoffs. But I just hope you don't get your company shut down. That's all.
Tim. Oh God, no.
But yeah, Genshin Impact, really good game. But it says Breath of the Wild anime, and who doesn't like anime and Zelda? I mean, who doesn't like anime and Zelda?
Just remember, Andre, I do recall you saying a quote that most anime games, if not all anime games,
Unless they copy Breath of the Wild.
unless they carbon copy it.
It really is bad though. If you guys look at gameplay right now, you're gonna be like, dog, this is like this game ain't gonna launch. You're gonna immediately think there's no way this game's gonna launch because it's too much of Zelda. Even how you call your
Right.
horse, how you whistle for your horse, like it's bad, bro. And the mountains, they have a mountain that has fire over it, like Death Mountain. It's pretty bad, bro. Like pretty bad.
You know, it's kind of hard to make a game when it's already perfect.
Yeah.
What?
But that's not in my top 3. I haven't said any of my top 3 games yet, but that's not in my top 3. But it was a good game though, really good game.
Kyle, two more games. Two more games for you, then one more for Andre, and one more for me.
Let's see. Yeah, moving out. Oh my God. What was that one? I think what was the one it was what, Samurai Gun 2 or something like that?
Oh, that's another good one from Double Fine.
Yeah, so like I know Van told me to play it
That
because
game's
he said
fire.
it was the 4-player.
That's what I was just trying to. You asshole! This entire time, I'm trying to look at the show floor
I
to
know
find
it
out.
had
Asked me,
something
Van, I
going
would've
on. I was like,
told you.
I'm pretty sure it was like Samurai
It
Gun.
was the one with the little figures and
Samurai
just
Gun 2,
the
when
whole
you
thing,
slash the screen
and you
black
got the
for a second.
gun.
Yeah,
God
Yeah.
fucking damn it!
that game was fire.
That game was amazing.
That's
Another
that's
chaos.
that's the second game that I said that it's close for winning best
Okay. I can't argue that.
indie game there.
It was crazy. Yeah, that game was crazy. It was like, and you know what it was? It was like arcade Nidhogg.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best.
If you've ever played Towerfall Ascension, it's like
similar
a
to that too, yeah.
very similar. It's like Nidhogg meets Towerfall Ascension.
Exactly. That's exactly.
And then the showdown,
Oh, the showdown! Oh,
The showdown.
where you can only see your character, like the way when they get rid of you, the way your character looks when it goes into the moon, it looks like the shadow,
Yeah.
like a samurai thing.
That was fire, man.
And they highlight every time you kill someone, it slows down. I
I
love
love that. That was that game was fire.
that. Yeah. Such a
That
good
game
game.
No one
That game
played
was
any of the other ones
dope.
at that booth. Like they had Rad and some other. Everyone was like.
They had Rad over there,
Yeah,
they did have Rad.
no one was like.
but Rad's out.
Everyone
So
was like, I want to see this samurai joint.
Yeah, Rad. Oh yeah, everybody wanted to play the new one.
yeah, no, that Samurai Joint was dope.
Yep.
Go ahead, throw another one our way.
Another one. I'm the only one that played this one for sure, which is Animal Crossing.
I was just gonna say Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I knew it was Animal Crossing. As soon as it only one, knew it was.
I'm the
Animal
only one that played it. Out of everybody that went to the con, right? Every single person that I knew, I was the only one out of everybody to play Animal Crossing, which blew my mind. Because some of the people that went to the con that I knew were like obsessed with Animal Crossing.
That's because Nintendo did a hard.
And
job.
I was the one that's like, frig Animal Crossing, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff when I was, back in '03, whenever it came out. But I was the only one that went to play the damn game.
Mhm. That's so funny. So, did you enjoy it?
Nintendo sucked at that whole
I enjoyed it.
warp pipe.
Robot Almetic Drive.
So the warp pass. All right, Nintendo. I'm gonna be real with you right now. Like it worked at West. It definitely worked at West when
Be
there
right
were multiple games. But if you're gonna have one game, like use the Square Enix tactic.
Yeah.
The Square Enix tactic worked amazing.
The best. It was the best.
The
one.
the problem with doing it online is, you try to get online and the website shuts down on you and you can't get there, and by the time it comes back up, everything's sold out. That's exactly what happened to me and Van live on the show when we did it from PAX. The website shut down on us, couldn't get in, and then by the time we did get in, everything was sold out. But and it was dumb. Like literally, Nintendo, if you're gonna have one game, go with the ticket system, because like I told Van last week, anybody could go on there and do it. Like there was no way to be like they're like, oh, if you have a PAX East badge and this, then you can sign up for the thing. But from when I did it at West, there was no thing that had said like you need to put in this number, for your badge in order to access a time to play it. Which, if they're going to do that, you should do that. So that way you have proof that they have a PAX East badge. Other than that, anybody can go on, set up a time, and like take the spot away. Which I guarantee you people were doing that. So that sucks. So that's why on Saturday, of all days, Saturday, I was there early. Our boy Albert was there. So we got there early, and the first thing I did, I ran right to the Animal Crossing line because I knew that shit was gonna, pile up in 2 seconds, which is exactly what happened. Anyway, getting to the game, kind of like typical Animal Crossing, but you can do a lot more. There's like a little pole vault that you can use to go over creeks, little things. So apparently, Animal Crossing, like if you dug a hole and you dug like holes around you, like you couldn't like get out of that little area without like digging them back up. But now like you can dig like a whole circle of holes around you and you can jump over them, which I guess I was like, why wouldn't you have that in the first game? But it was a little stupid thing, but at least they have that, so it makes it easier. Fishing's pretty cool. It's gonna be a fun game. That wasn't my favorite game of the con, obviously, but it's gonna be a fun little game, a nice low key game, like I said, that I need in my library right now, since I have everything like high paced and shit. But I'll definitely put time into this game. I think it's gonna be fun to like build your little island. You can name your own island. You can go fishing, chop trees down, and all that other stuff. It'll be fun, and especially with the the online aspect and the co-op aspect and stuff. The co-op aspect was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, they showed us like whoever's the leader, you follow them, and then they can do certain things, and you can help them out with certain things. So it worked pretty nicely and stuff. It'll be a fun little game to play for your downtime and build your island.
Figured. Pretty much what we expected.
Yeah.
What about you? One more.
Yeah, if I'm gonna give one more, then I would say the game that I already hit Kyle up and told him please get for the Switch, which isn't new by the way, but I didn't know about this. So the creators of what's it called? Gunvolt.
Gunvolt, yeah.
Yeah, which is another Mega Man ripoff in a way.
Mighty Gunvolt.
Yeah, Gunvolt has a new game, but there's another game called Dragon Marked for Death, which actually came out January of 2019, I believe, and I never knew of this game till PAX. Me and my brother played, and to give a breakdown of what it is like, imagine Mega Man if you could upgrade like your stats and numbers through the game. So like playing the side scrolling and all that, and you have co-op in it. It's 4-player co-op online. You can't play split screen. You guys see each other on the map. You can join each other's matches online. You customize your character. You pick 4 classes. There's a warrior, a witch, assassin, and what's the other one? This other chick that has like a dragon arm, which most people pick her. But the co-op in it, it has a shop. You can buy new weapons. You can trade with friends. It's an amazing game. I told Kyle off rip. It's $15. I told Kyle, like, I wish Nintendo did what Xbox does, like game share or something, because it's one of those games where like you don't really want to talk about it. You just want someone to hop on the game with you. Like it's hard playing by yourself, but it's a really cool story. The fighting is dope. Like I said, because it's an older game, it doesn't hit as much because it's something that came out last year, but I only played it this time. But that was probably my favorite game I played at PAX. That was my favorite game at PAX that I played, and now I own it because it was already out. So
Nice.
Dragon Mark for Death for anybody interested. Mega Man with RPG elements.
Van?
My last game, I had to wait 2 hours to play, I think, on the last day on Sunday, and I got to play Magic Legends.
My brother loved it.
Diablo. It's there's no other way to describe it. It's Diablo, just with magic characters. So which I think is a good, the right route to go for them. I think that's a good route because you don't get too many games that are like that. So I picked I don't know the game of the group, but it's the Fire group, and it really cool. I enjoyed it. Like I was never really into Diablo, but it wasn't because I didn't like that type of game. It was just I never went towards that. But like I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I thought the artwork was good. The one thing it was very smooth. Like that's something that's very important to me is how smooth the game is. And when I say smooth, like how well does it flow? Like when I'm pushing buttons, do I feel like I'm actually pushing it and it's happening? Things like that. So it was very um, responsive. The moves were really cool. That you could do the magic moves. I created rock people, and then the rock people would follow me, and I could make them explode and use them as a bomb instead. I was doing shit that I didn't even know how to do when I did it. Like I was like, oh Jesus. But visually really cool. So I was excited. They asked me what I thought. I was like, I thought the game was cool. Like definitely Diablo-ish. So and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, so what would you guys overall rate PAX East 2020?
For me, because I had the least days, I'll go first. The 2 days that I had a blast, man. My kids came with me Thursday. They had a blast, and my boys came with me Friday, and they were mixed Thursday and Friday. But overall, man, like they didn't like indie games before. Like a lot of them weren't into indie games. They're into them now because they got to play games like Lord of Dunks, which is like NBA Jam with RPG. Like it was just cool seeing their reaction because it was
That
like
game had a lot of people at it.
Lord of Dunk. There was a tournament which I didn't make it too far in that one, but in Swim Sanity I made it far, which was I love Swim Sanity. That's a great game. But
Don't say they played last year.
yeah, Swim Sanity was fun. But anyways, overall my experience, like I used every single minute. Like they kept asking me when we gonna eat, and if they didn't tell me or no one mentioned it to me, I probably wouldn't have ate. Like that's how much
You guys went to the food truck, right?
I went to get the grilled cheese, which was I got the freaking bacon honey.
The
We ain't gonna talk about
did you go to the grilled cheese truck or did you go to the bacon
No, I
truck?
went to Roxy's. I went to the one you told me about.
Yeah, the grilled cheese truck. Yeah.
But it had they have different kind of grilled cheeses.
Yep.
I got the one with bacon.
Yep.
That thing was.
Yep.
I was like, I wanted to hug Van. Like
All I ate was the bacon truck. I didn't even go to the grilled cheese truck. I just ate the bacon truck.
I just wanted to hug Van and be like, the only thing I hated was getting back in. It was kind of terrible when you go to food trucks, but. Other than that, the experience, man. Then Wild Bills, my people, man.
Yep.
Like the mugs. I got that PAX East button. Like I said.
You got the PAX East, but
I got the PAX.
I didn't get.
I had to bite. I had to bite on it, man. I had to get.
I
it.
wanted to, and
But overall, my experience there, how smooth it was. It just reminds me of when you asked me that question, Kyle, of PAX versus E3. If I had to do this year in E3, I would say now, like officially, PAX was better than E3. Like being at both of them. PAX is better just because I was run. Other than Animal Crossing, everything runs so much smoother. And if you actually see a game you want to play, you're gonna play that game. I didn't wait longer than an hour for anything. Like everything I went to play, it was ready. It was good to go. Me and my boys talking in line. The people were friendly. Everybody's hopping on their Switch, doing local and everything. Yep. The games, like I said, I played 33 indie games, and all of them. Like I loved every single. Like I want to own all of them, and I actually bought 6 of them after coming from PAX, with remaining money, which most of them are Switch games. But it was just a good time. And overall, I went. I think I told you guys like a B plus or something at one point, but I would have to go with an A for how I felt about playing. The what do you call it? The setups, like how they set up the I forget what you guys call them. Like when you're standing in line, how they do the decoration. Pretty much, what's the word you use for that? Kyle always says the word. Guess what it
like the booths. You talking about
like
like
the booths,
the way the
like
booths
how
are
they
set up?
The booths up.
Yeah.
They weren't as great as E3s because obviously E3 goes.
Yeah, E3 is like above and
Like
beyond.
Final Fantasy VII was trash compared to how E3's was, but the setup for how they did it at PAX was way.
PAX
better.
is more focused on setups and getting the players to play.
And it's way better, and that's a plus for me. Like being at E3 and saying I went there and having to sit in those lines where I was miserable, like crying miserable. PAX, I didn't have to wait in any line. Like that's why I got to play 30-something games. And Thursday I did like 20 alone, and then on Friday I finished that. So overall, I give it an A. Next year I'm gonna be, every year's a learning curve for me. I wasn't in the wrong line this time. every year,
Which is good to know.
every year is a learning. So next year I will have to have and I'm glad my boys seen what I be talking about because now they're like, oh, I need the 4 days, I need the hotel. I'm like, I've been trying to tell you all about this for,
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So overall, I give it an A. I loved every bit of it. You guys have more experience than me at PAX as far as how many times you've been. So I want to see where it ranks amongst y'all favorite PAX of all time.
Go ahead, Kyle.
So, actually, I'm just gonna point out one thing, man. So this is where, when I was telling you last year about when I went to Southeast and West, like everyone was different. PAX West feels like an E3 because they don't really have like they somewhat do, but they don't have that focus on get the gamers in and play the game because the Final Fantasy VII area booth at West was totally different than the one at East. Like the West one, they put you through like this whole experience, and you had to sit through it, watch this video, and all this other stuff. Blah, 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 blah,
So
and
before you
then
finish that, though, let me ask you: was it a Square Enix booth or was it a PlayStation booth?
Square Enix.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah,
Because
it was
with
Square
Sony not being there, I didn't know if that made the difference.
No. The Square Enix booth itself was different, like had totally different experience and stuff like that from West to East, where, but I mean, which one do I prefer more? I would say East because you kind of don't have to go through like the cinematics of things and, certain little things to go through and then finally play the game. It's you're in the line. The next thing you do is the game. And that's what I like. It's like, okay, go through the line. You're at the game.
Yeah, don't waste
Like
my time more, please. Like, if you're waiting in line and they're showing the stuff while you're waiting in line because you're waiting in line, that's completely different. It's entertaining you while you're waiting in line. That I can get. But if you're making me wait in line because of this, then I don't wanna wait in line.
That's exactly what happened at West. It was you waited in line, then you went in this other booth, and then they did this whole cinematic thing that you went through. Then after the cinematic thing, you went out and played the demo, and that's it. And that's pretty much what it was. Where East was line demo done.
Yeah,
and it was simple. So, we're getting back to the original question. This one, C plus.
Okay. And then why do you say a C plus?
There were some good aspects to it, but then like comparing it to previous years, some aspects it was like, like Nintendo had a cool booth, but their setup was terrible on how like to get the warp pass, and then they only had it from 2 to 5, and if you didn't get it at that time, you had to get there early to get in there. And then, like, the line for just the photos at the booth was insane, which was crazy. So there was that. I don't want to say, like, PlayStation not being there was, like put a huge detriment, but, like, for a lot of people it did. Bethesda not having their own booth and having their own, like, event on the side kind of... I mean, again, it was at Laugh Boston. It was a cross thing. But, like, if you went to Laugh Boston and you wanted to go back, then you had to go through the whole thing to get back into PAX East. So, like, it would have been cool for Bethesda to just have their own booth and then maybe have a little party thing after that. But I guess they wanted to be separate from PAX, which was just, I don't know. It felt, like, annoying to me that they did that.
They probably paid more, too, by the way, because I know what Laugh Boston charges, and they probably paid more to be there, to be honest.
Right, which is already a stupid move in my opinion.
But anyways,
so I feel like they should do that. But like, if you wanted to play Doom, you needed to know that it was at the Discord booth, which I bet you a lot of people like wouldn't have known that unless they walked by Discord, looked at the TV screen, and went,
hours.
"Oh,
3 hours
right.
was the wait time."
My point exactly.
That's what they cut it off at, and that pissed me off. Why didn't you just cut off the line at an hour? Just say this right here is an hour, and anything from this is that we're not taking anymore.
Van, they do that all the time.
Yeah, but it's so stupid.
It's like, 3 hour wait from here. It's like,
we should just do what Square Enix does. Like, everybody needs to take note of that and do that. It's the easiest thing in the world. So people.
If you have one game, you should do that.
Yeah.
Like Animal Crossing should have gave out tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Discord could have gave out tickets for Doom.
It just makes sense.
There was, there was another random booth that had like a
Magic
high.
Legends was another one that was
Yeah,
really.
but Magic Legends you knew was there. There was like I forgot what company. It might have been like Astro or something like that. Maybe not Astro, maybe Eos or something like that.
Astro had Predator.
That's what. Yeah,
Astro had Predator.
you would have never known
Yeah,
Nope.
I didn't even
Predator
know that.
was there
Nope.
unless you walked by the Astro booth.
I did. I
with it.
forgot to even bring that up because I got to play that one and I like that
I
game
didn't
too.
know. I would have
Right,
played.
and you knew, and you
Mm.
have to look at the screen at the what booth was? Oh my god,
Astro.
I'm looking at the Astro
Yeah,
booth.
yeah. I found out because someone told me. One of my friends like, "Oh, dude, just play Predator." I was like, "Predator's here?"
Right, you had to like somebody had to tell you that Predator was there at a
Fucking
random
dope-ass
booth
game too.
to play it, or if you didn't know and you were just like, oh, the Discord booth, I'm just gonna skip that, and you didn't know Doom was at the Discord booth, you would never went or tried to at least at that point. So that's why I was like, it was so like weird that like Bethesda just didn't have their own booth for it and stuff. It was just a whole weird thing. Like the indie games were cool. Um, the Gearbox presentation was pretty good. They showed a lot of cool stuff there. Actually, there was an engagement during it, which was the coolest part of that. But like, I don't know. It just felt like it was a lot of games were just thrown into certain booths, and you had to like just know that it was there. Otherwise, you were just gonna walk by the booth, be like, "Oh, Discord, hey, Discord booth," and then walk by, or "Oh, the Astro booth, yeah, that's nice. Headset's cool," and then walk by, unless someone told you. So it was like, okay. And then just some of the lines were like, all right. But like, but again, indie games were cool. Animal Crossing was good. Final Fantasy was good. Um, per usual. I heard good things about Maneater. Didn't get to play Maneater.
That was fun.
I just didn't really have much interest. It seems like I'm gonna try it, but I didn't want to waste my PAX trying it. If that makes sense.
Right, like it was a long line where I was like, do I really want to sit in this long line to play Maneater? I'm like, nah, I'll wait for somebody to tell me if it's good or not. That I mean, it
Kinda
wasn't the
like-
best PAX. It was still a fun PAX. I definitely had a fun time, but as far as the convention itself goes, like it wasn't the best expo floor that I've been in. Like probably the best floor. 2017 was really good. That's a whole different subject anyway. But anyway, it wasn't the best one, but it was still good enough. I mean, for all the things that they had to go through with the coronavirus and people leaving, it still was good. It was still a good pack, still a good indie game. So
It's cool to see all the people
it
come
was
out.
average. I give it
Yeah,
a C+.
it definitely was cool. For me, I give it a B plus. And if Sony was there, hands down, it would have been an A. I'm not saying it didn't make an A because Sony wasn't there, but because of how it was. I know that doesn't make sense.
No, it does because if it was, they would have gave that.
It would like that's how much better it would have been, like 100%, because of the games that they would have had. I'm so impressed with what they had for games here. They had a lot of games that weren't out. That you got to get your hands on, like 30XX surprised me. I didn't know about that. Magic Legend surprised me. They announced Harmonix game pretty much the last minute and brought that there, and they were ready to present that. Yep. I do agree. The reason why it doesn't get an A is because I felt like a lot of booths did lack. Like Nintendo should have brought more than just Animal Crossing. I get it. Animal Crossing was their highlight, but there's been years that they've had games that were highlights and they brought more games.
I guess technically Nintendo did bring a second game, except it was Pokemon and it was upstairs.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. That's not booth game. You know what I mean? Like that's hey, do this while you guys are waiting, kind of thing. You know. Or just coming in, like check us out and whatever. But I think, but then when you go and look, like, okay, what games could they really have presented? I mean, if I do the research, I'm sure I could find something. But
There's a lot of indies they could have shown.
I like the games to be able to get in. I got in a lot of the games pretty fast. The spacing was good, but again, I think a lot of that had to do with some of the booths that were gone.
That felt awkward.
I definitely played. I know it did feel awkward. I got to play more games this year than I have in the past few years, so that was really cool to be able to get those games going. They had a lot more events going on as far as like the Red Bull outside.
Like, there was mad
Um,
stuff going
Yeah.
on, man.
so I give it a B plus because I felt like the developers, especially in indie developers, they brought their A game. A lot of consoles were ready to go, always going. And another big ups, a huge big ups to the convention that I'm surprised neither one of you guys mentioned is, man, they wiped down
Oh
everything.
yeah, they did. They was
Yeah, they
wiping
did.
everything.
Every moment they could, that controller got off your hands, they wiped it
Yeah,
down.
that's true.
Like, and that's just something that I noticed immediately. And I'm not one to be a germ freak, and I'm not paranoid about corona or anything like that. But it was just something I caught attention to right away, and I'm like, that's incredible.
I give them mad credit for that. Even the headphones, they were
Yep.
even doing the head. Yeah,
Yep,
I give them mad
everything,
credit on that.
everything, every moment they could, they were wiping it. As soon as a player left, they went over and wiped it.
That's true.
So very, very good with that. I'm very impressed with that. So, visually, I don't think the booths went as crazy this year as they usually do. Nintendo went out kinda. Their booth was really bright, but they didn't have anything
Was it?
going on.
Yeah.
I'd say the biggest booth that we seen was Harmonix as
Oh
far
yeah,
as
yeah.
going crazy with
They
the
went
DJ.
crazy. They went crazy.
That had to be probably the most expensive booth. I thought Final Fantasy would, but nope. They just said, hey, let's keep it simple, stupid. They had 30 some. They had almost 40 setups. I'd rather have 40 setups than a big fancy booth.
Hey, I mean, the giveaways and stuff were really good this year. Like they gave the Final Fantasy booth was giving away the Butterfingers.
Yep.
Then they gave away the scarf.
So I'm gonna say, for me, it's hard to say any PAX is good with giveaways after going some of the PAX that I had, where they were literally giving away graphic cards.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So $1,000 graphic cards, we're never gonna see what we seen back then ever again.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, you could go by and they would have so much swag. They were handing out T-shirts like it was candy. Like back in the day, man, the swag it
I wonder
was.
why they got so
They'll,
skimpy though.
oh, dude, that all cost them lots of money.
Yeah.
That cost them lots of money. Now it's you have to play the game to get it. Hey, I respect it. I have no problem with it at all. It gets people to play the game. People will play the game for the swag, and
Yep.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's what you need to do as a company. You got to look out for the company. So, yeah, this conversation went on a lot longer than what I anticipated it to go on to. I didn't think this was going to bring us to 8, and it pretty much did.
Yeah.
So very quickly, we'll just get into Ghost of
Can-
Tsushima.
Actually, can I just say one more thing?
Yep, yeah, please do. Yep.
Can I just say THQ Nordic was probably the most disappointing booth out of all the booths.
They were terrible.
Yeah, no, it was pretty fucking bad.
Like no Biomutant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they were
Like-
thinking with that.
Yeah, no,
Those
it was pretty
okay.
bad. It was pretty
Yeah.
bad.
That's all I'm gonna say.
A new video for Ghost of Tsushima, and it will be on PlayStation in June.
Yep.
I haven't seen the video yet,
That's
but
amazing.
yep.
June 26th?
What is it?
June 26th, I believe,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
June 20th.
Yep.
Which they should postpone and just wait for the PS5.
GDC canceled that for companies pull out over coronavirus concerns. Microsoft was the last big one.
Yeah, I seen that.
Once Microsoft pulled out, they're like, okay.
Yeah, it got delayed.
Yep.
GDC.
So, did they even release a new date yet?
No, not yet. I think it's delayed indefinitely until
They
this
just need to chill out.
the whole coronavirus dies down.
Just chill out and wait, because we need heat to kill the coronavirus. So right now they should just chill out, and all these gaming events should just chill out. PAX made it because Boston's been pretty good.
Yeah. I get it. Another big news: The Last of Us TV series coming to HBO.
That's big.
That's
actually really
big.
That's really big, man.
That
Because
was a
HBO
bomb.
makes the best TV series in general. And the budget they're putting on it, that's going to be fire, man. That's going to be how you went.
I think that's
gonna
always gonna be good.
That's going to be the next big thing, like Game of Thrones sale-wise. Everyone's going to go crazy with that. Watch.
Just trying to think. I was just gonna say, what's your opinion, quick, on the Batmobile?
The Batmobile's okay, but it looks like a freaking Challenger.
I hate it.
Charger.
I
looks
hate
like
it.
It looks like a regular car. Like
That's
you,
the debate
you
in.
have that car already.
Yeah, yeah, right. That's a debate right now in the comic book room. I'm not mad at those that think it looks good, but I think you're lowballing
I
yourselves.
don't like his damn suit. I already don't like his
See,
suit.
I don't mind the suit.
What? He looks like a ladybug.
I'm okay with the suit, Ladybug.
It looks black.
I'm gonna have to
ladybug.
look at it. I'm gonna have to look at it again.
like
We'll
him.
talk about that another day.
Yeah, I don't
'cause
even like him. I don't like Robert Pattinson.
I'm not huge on him being Batman, but It is what it is. We're not getting a change, so I'm sick of Batman, to be honest.
They don't know how to make his movies,
We
man.
need to make a Nightwing already. We've already gone through how many Batmans? Like, why haven't we hit Nightwing yet? Like, if someone was smart, someone would be like, you know what? We're gonna. I think Patterson would have been perfect Nightwing.
I
Perfect
wouldn't
Nightwing.
mind him as Nightwing.
Because he's young. Like the Nightwing, it would have been perfect. Someone disagrees with me, but I think he would have been good for it. Yeah, I think that's really it for the news.
Yeah, nothing really heavy this week, honestly.
Yeah.
E3 still going forward.
So I do want to say,
Yeah.
anticipate a delay in the next console release, not being 2020. And the reason why I say that is because they've already released information that factories that have helped, that's in the process of producing some of these parts, are closed.
Yeah.
So this could be a serious thing for those companies that
Yeah.
are making the parts. So people don't understand, it's more than PlayStation, it's more than Xbox. These companies rely on other companies
Yeah.
to make these companies work, and to make this product work. And if the chip company doesn't make enough chips, so now now it's going to be in PlayStation, Xbox hands again. Is it going to be an Xbox One, PlayStation 3 all over again? Or are they going to be the gaming company and hold off to where they can produce enough to make the sales?
Knowing Microsoft, they'll still go through because it's American.
If anything, to be honest, I disagree. If there's anyone that would delay, I think it would be Xbox.
You think so?
I think it would be
I feel
Xbox.
like all this stuff being made out here.
Not because they're afraid, not just anything like that. Like, I just think they're trying to do everything so right, and I feel like if you're trying to do something right, the right thing is to delay it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And I feel like that would be the safe bet.
I personally wouldn't mind at all. Like even when I heard the E3 news where they're saying that E3 might not be happening. I mean, they're saying E3's going through. I'm like, dude, they're saying that, but I can just see it in the next few weeks.
I say push them out.
I'm not gonna be mad if they say E3's not happening.
Push them out. Push
I don't-
them out. Those reserve it. If you don't get a reserve, wait. I whether Jim gets it before me, it sucks, but I don't need to have it the same time as everybody. I don't.
Right.
What that would cause is sales on eBay and prices going through the roof, and that fucks a lot of things up. But at the same time, like, that's gonna happen anyways. So I don't know.
Right now, everything's too unsafe to be. Like Kyle said to you yesterday with PAX West. Right now,
It's getting a little bit more serious.
Yeah, we don't want to head.
It's getting a
I
little
don't
bit
think
more
no one
serious.
wants to head.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the West, but I wouldn't want to head west right now.
Yeah, it is. It is getting more serious, so I don't blame anybody.
It
So
is. Let's just hope it passes over like H1N1, bird flu. And we just gotta hope it's one of those. A pass over.
and other than that, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Not at all, man.
I mean, we could talk days about PAX East, but we just talked a full hour longer than what we really wanted to. But
I knew we were gonna talk a while about PAX.
it was a good time.
I think I hate to say it like this too. I think I had more fun outside of the convention than I did at
You
the
did a
convention.
lot though this year. You were doing mad stuff this
Well,
year.
now you know why I kind of do so much outside is because I find a lot of these events that are going on, I involve myself in it. The thing that did piss me off this year is we were much further away from the convention this year than we ever had, and that messes with the convention so much. Like not being able to just walk home and back and forth, it sucks.
That's what I felt after Friday. Like when I tell you, like I literally my feet were over. That's why I'm wearing slippers right now. My feet are still hurting, and I said, dude, I cannot do this again unless I have a spot right here.
Yeah. Seaport, man, sit right at the seaport. and just
What
watch
an
it.
amateur!
Actually, the person I sold my badge to, which I didn't lose no money because I didn't pay for my badge. But the person I sold my badge to, the kid was saying he lives right over, and he was like, he has a whole loft. Like me and him became actually really cool. Like he been asking me for game advice and everything. He's like, I have a loft. He's like, it can fit up to like 5 of your friends. He's like, if you want to come next year, I'm like, I hope you still live there next year.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope you still live there next year because I will do that.
Yep.
Make sure you stay in contact with them then.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah, next year, hotel first, then badges.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because it was a lot easier to get the badges this year anyway.
Yeah.
Or they didn't sell out.
Yep.
The coronavirus scare. That's why.
Nah, like it was.
Nah, because it's been before the virus even. It
way
would have
before
been
the
so,
virus.
yeah.
It was, the 4 days said like available for quite.
I know a lot of people returned back their badges, but
Yeah. They said. I heard that the merchandise sale this year was the lowest it's ever been because of the fear.
I got my shirts.
I'm
I
gonna
got my
actually
show. Oh!
Yeah, I didn't even wear
Maybe I
mine.
actually forgot the
I got
shirt.
my PAX East 2020 share, and not only I did get that, I got
Oh, you went to the gear shop? Yeah.
I went to the gear shop
Nice.
because
You know that
I
shop?
forgot I oh, I forgot what happened. Like I think you told me about it Saturday,
Hmm.
and then I completely forgot about it. Then I just happened to walk by it on Sunday, and I went,
I was like, oh man, they sell only Gears of War shit.
Dude, I think I found what Van was talking about when you said there was a shop in there that sold other stuff, like not from the actual booths, but they sold merchandise that was like based off of the other booths. Right next to where Man Eater was when you go in the back, they had this shop, and I said, this is what Van was talking about, because they had the pins, like, you know I like the pins. They had the pins like 3 for 15, and like they had the shirts, the socks. My brother bought an Assassin's Creed backpack for $60. Then he got a coat. He paid $380 something for an Assassin's Creed coat.
Yep.
I was like, I'm gonna go right over to that booth that I was just telling you Van told me about, and I'll get a jacket that's not as good as that one, because that one's obvious. But I'm gonna get something. I found a windbreaker, Assassin's Creed windbreaker, for like $30.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, you just paid $300, but he already knew what he was spending.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah,
collector,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he actually bought that Assassin's Creed
The hood.
pullover hood, like, dog.
You missed it on Sunday. No, it was on Saturday. A group of people that were dressed on each version of Assassin's Creed were walking around with each other.
Also,
Oh,
they
I
were
saw
each-
that.
They were
Yeah.
each a character from the
Each
18.
game,
Yeah,
yep.
that's fire.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
things cost $400.
Yeah, they're expensive.
$400, $500.
They're expensive. So.
yeah, they are.
And I won the Borderlands. I won the Borderlands 3 DLC thing at the booth. You could put you scan your badge. Do you ever do that, Kyle?
Oh, the
XP.
XP.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do that this year, and I just like
I always forget to do PAX XP.
I didn't forget. I didn't prepare myself, and
I was walking by and I was like, I
anxiety.
just want a bag, because I kept saying, why are people getting them big old bags? I was like, let me go try it.
Yeah.
Got a DLC code for Borderlands 3. I was cool with that.
Hell yeah.
I probably won't play it, but I have it.
Hell yeah.
If someone wants Borderlands 3,
Oh my
I might do a
god!
giveaway on here of it, because I'm not gonna play Borderlands 3.
I definitely got to play Borderlands 3 at some point. So,
Anything else you want to add, Kyle, real quick?
we do have another convention coming up in a couple weeks.
What's coming up? Oh yeah, GamerCon.
Oh yeah, GamerCon. Yep.
A whole CT GamerCon.
Yep.
Like I told Van though in the chat, I was like, I feel like by the time GamerCon shows up, I'm still gonna be recovering from PAX.
We'll release more information with that as we get a little bit closer. I gotta get over this weekend. It's been a crazy 2
I
weeks.
feel that.
Yeah, so once we get over the weekend, we'll figure everything out, and then we'll make official announcement of what's going to be going on. Get ourselves in order a little bit.
Yep.
So, all right, boys and girls, that's it for us this week. Catch us next week. We changed our times. We're going to try to get at 6:30, but 7 the latest, and we still will go to 8. So, but we're still here on Thursdays, so hopefully you guys catch us next week. Until then, we'll see you guys later. Peace.